Welcome from Luxembourg.
Bonjour Luxembourg.
We're going to show you all the things we did in this amazing city, and we're going to share our thoughts as well, right?
Yeah. He wanted to welcome you in like the local language, and they just chose French because I hear it the most.
Yeah.
But they actually have 3 official languages here.
It's crazy. French, German, and Luxembourg, which to us
Luxembourgish.
sound...
I think it's something like Welkom Luxembourg or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's...
And in German would be Willkommen in Luxembourg.
And what was the way you say hi to somebody was like more...
Moin.
Moin. Moin.
Moin.
So to us it sounded really like the original language sounded a bit like a mixture between German, French, and I even thought I heard some Dutch, I don't know.
Yeah, when I read it, like sometimes it was written down, and then some things looked almost Dutch, yeah. Like those double vowels and something like that.
It was really crazy, really fun to experience it and to also hear it around you everywhere. But yeah, everybody speaks fluent French here, fluent German as well. So I was a little bit schizophrenic,
it was really,
like what language should
really
I speak?
confusing for us, like what can we expect with the next person we're talking to?
Yeah.
I think mostly it's French, especially in the capital, because a lot of people also from outside are working here, like from France and Belgium or whatever. So.
But what happens in my head is, because I speak French, so I go into a shop to order something, but then I hear somebody speaking Luxembourg to each other, and that sounds more German-ish to me, so my head automatically goes into German, so I would speak to them in German, which was crazy because I was like, French is more obvious. And
by the way, they don't speak Luxembourg, they speak Luxembourgish.
Luxembourgish, sorry.
Luxembourg
but
is the country in the city.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm oblivious.
No,
he's a language.
I'm just correcting him.
Anyway,
I think it's fascinating.
we're having breakfast in our hotel. We're checking out after this.
I love the hotel.
Mama
They
Shelter
have their own
Hotel.
bakery, so that's why we're sitting here.
And the room is really nice. The hotel has a really nice vibe and perfect location because every public transport, tram, bus, whatever, is for free in Luxembourg. So we just step out of the hotel. There's a tram coming every 5 or 10
The
minutes.
tram is also brand new.
And it's
only a few years old.
Yeah.
And also from the inside, it's like really, really fun. There's a lot of like colors,
colours,
and then like they play a lot with colors.
And it takes only like, I don't know, 7 minutes or something.
Yes, perfect.
Less than 10 minutes to get you to the center of town.
Perfect.
And yeah, so we came here on Friday, afternoonish, mid-afternoonish. So we jumped into the city right away because our room wasn't ready yet. And we went to because what stands out to Luxembourg, what makes Luxembourg stand out to me is that the city has so many levels, right? It's like a
Luxembourg has a lot of levels, and there's also there's like a whole valley like in between like the 2 main parts of the city.
Oh,
it's
around,
like really, really deep.
Yeah, but it's like
there's
2 valleys.
really green and a lot of like full of trees and.
But there's one on one side, and then you go to the other side of the.
But isn't this
the
just
midtown,
like going like around?
Yeah,
something?
maybe like that, a curved or something.
I think it's called. I read it somewhere. It's called Pfaffenthal or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that really gives the city such a unique vibe and look because you have
really
all
green.
of these beautiful lookouts and viewpoints.
Yeah.
And green because the valley is green.
I think it's also like a creek or like a small river, like also going there, like between the houses.
Yeah.
So like in the down area, it's also a lot more quiet and there's less traffic and there's mostly only residential areas.
Yeah.
So it's really beautiful.
And we started our first day at the other side, so we went to Midtown or Old Town, but then we crossed the bridge.
I think where we staying is the Kirchberg, or like it's called the European Quarter or something. All like the European buildings.
Very modern, like the European court, and there's all these houses and buildings, like those really high apartment buildings, skyscrapers. And then we went to the other side of Old Town first. There we found this really nice bakery where we had the traditional streusel and traditional tarte with the plums and everything. Yeah. Really nice.
Quetschtaart.
Yeah, Quetschtaart. Yeah. And we went to the central station, which wasn't that big. It also was really fun that the city looks really, really big, but it's actually quite small and very walkable.
Yeah.
And
at least in terms of like how many people actually live here, it's just a lot bigger and really international.
Yeah.
It's like you also hear like so many different languages all around you. That's also an interesting fact about Luxembourg. So it's only like a little more than 500,000 people that live here in the whole country, and like 20% lives in Luxembourg City. But like half of the people that live in the country are actually not Luxembourgers. So they have like half of the population is like expats or immigrants or whatever. So they don't have a Luxembourg passport.
Yeah.
So
And you see that as well in the shops, restaurants and stuff. You see that. You see the internationality, and it all just blends together really nicely. It feels really calm. The city has a really open vibe. For us as gay guys, it also feels very welcoming, and yeah, it really was a nice, really nice welcome to the city. We're starting breakfast also.
I'm loving the pastry.
You're having like an apple folded kind of thing, something, right?
It looks like a whole big leaf or something.
Of pastry. I have a croissant filled with Nutella, because I love that as well, and some orange juice. You guys have to check out our food video, because we found some really nice food here in Luxembourg as well, like a really nice ice cream shop, but also a traditional meal. Like I had some sausages with a mustard sauce. Oh, really good, right? And you had also really traditional vegetarian knedel.
Knedel.
Awesome.
So like the Luxembourgish version of gnocchi or something. But they were like really huge, and they came like with an amazing tomato sauce, and it was perfect. Of course, it was like the vegetarian version of the chef, so it's of course not the fully traditional, but the knedel itself, they are very traditional. So it was really nice to experience.
Oh no, I think I touched my nose with the Nutella.
Can you see? No, it's fine.
It's fine. And
But
otherwise,
there's a lot of Nutella in there. I also had that one yesterday, so it was really good. But there's a lot of Nutella in there.
Day 2, we went into the valley, and it was a really nice walk. We just walked into a forest, right?
It was just from our hotel. It was really close by. We just passed the Philharmonie, like the, what is that? It's not an opera building. It's like really like
For the orchestra.
Maybe it's also the English name, Philharmonie.
Philharmonic.
Philharmonic, yeah.
Philharmonic
It's like
building.
the place where they would play like classical music and stuff. So. It's really close. It was like on the other side of the road, and we just walked past it, and we just went down. We were just in the forest, and there was no one.
Really awesome for her, also for Nala. Nala's down here.
Yeah.
Hey Nala, she's really such a cute girl.
But Luxembourg has been perfect for her. Like also like with the green everywhere and nature, but also like the people. She's so welcome everywhere we go. She can like enter all of the shops, all the bakeries. Everybody said, "Oh yeah, of course," and. Like everywhere we sit down, people ask, "Oh, does she want something to drink?" And they just put something down without asking. So it's really perfect. We had no problem at all with
parks everywhere. You don't see that a lot in some of the bigger cities. That there was so much green, like meadows or grass for her.
Also, like strips of green on like along the road. There's also a lot of some cities that don't even have that. So and that's already enough for her, of course. So that is perfect.
Yeah, and then after we left the valley, we climbed back up and looked at a really beautiful view spot where they have all the old remnants of the of how would you call it, a fort?
Fort.
The fort.
Well, like a lot of fortification like all around the city that you can visit, like partly in ruins, but partly also still good. So there was also like the Spanish tower, so it was called, where we were close by. So.
Some beautiful churches, and we did a little bit of shopping.
They also have a Notre Dame here, so a cathedral. It's really beautiful.
And then we bumped into like a little like vintage market in the square, so that will probably be there like maybe in summertime every Saturday.
And like a flea market, but most for vintage stuff.
Yeah, and we bought a really nice Christmas plate there, because I love Christmas plates, and they had a really like snowy one of Austria, Tyrol. Really nice. And then we met up, which is crazy, with our friend from Belgium and her boyfriend. And we met this friend on our trip to Vietnam earlier this year.
Yeah.
And like she posted on Facebook last week, like, "Oh, we had such a nice time in Luxembourg," and we were like, "No, we're going to Luxembourg the week after. Such a shame that we weren't there at the same time." And then she replied, or she sent us a text message saying, "Wait, I'm there next weekend again."
We're going again, yeah.
Because they have like a little camping spot somewhere near here.
And for them, it's also, of course, a lot closer than for us to go to Luxembourg. So why not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was really, really nice because she's such a good friend and she's amazing. So much fun, and her boyfriend is as well.
It's so much fun.
It was really nice to meet up, sit on a terrace. It was perfect weather.
Yeah, like the whole weekend we were here, we had like the best weather we could possibly be having, like end of September, because it was also like probably the last weekend that we will have this weather.
Yeah,
like a late summer, and then I think it's gone.
Where we're going after this, we're going to Dijon in France because we're doing like a France road trip. This was just our first stop. It will be raining there the whole day, so when we arrive, so that will be a shame, but we'll make the best out of it.
It's a nice bun.
What bun did we have?
A bun.
A bun?
Cinnamon bun.
Oh, I forgot about the cinnamon bun.
Because it was really funny, because we found that shop by accident in Germany, in Dresden actually, but we were earlier this year. And they had such amazing, huge cinnamon buns, but also like all kinds of other flavors. And they were so amazing. And we're just like walking through the street with our friends, and then randomly I saw like some girls in the street. They had like boxes from Cinnamon. I was like, what? Do they also have a shop here?
Cinnamon.
And then I was like Googling, was like, oh yeah, it's like around the corner. So we just went there and had like the most amazing blueberry bun actually. With flower petals and
Really awesome.
my god, it's perfect.
And then we went back home to the hotel, played in the park with Nala, and we just had some pizza because we didn't want to go back in the city, and didn't want to spend too much time going back because we also wanted to sleep in a little bit. But yeah, overall, Luxembourg has been such a nice surprise to me. We've never been there really, like you've been there as a child, I've been here as a child, but I don't remember it that much.
Yeah.
But did you?
No, I definitely didn't remember a lot of things. I did remember like the gorgeous views and everything. That I remember because it's like really distinct for Luxembourg. It makes it really unique.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
It
gorgeous.
really does. The city, the landscape of the city is really unique. And what also, for me at least, stood out is the mixture between French architecture and German architecture. You see those really square, I would say,
But it also has
like
still something like
boring buildings.
unique, like something to itself. But there's indeed like mixing the languages like all the time, everywhere.
No,
like
no,
randomly.
I mean like the look of the city,
Yeah.
like the
that's the look,
French and German influences there.
Yeah.
That was really like interesting, and also church-wise, the outside of the churches were very, I would say, demure, and then inside you could see like, oh yeah, there's the Catholic influences inside, but there wasn't like a church that was like super extravagant on the outside like you see in France or something, right? So I think it was super interesting to just see all of those influences because it's such a tiny country that of course there are influences from the neighboring countries.
I think it's one of the smallest countries in Europe actually. There are smaller ones, they're like tiny ones, but this is also one of the smallest ones.
It's not super small because it took like almost an hour, 50 minutes from the top to the bottom.
Yeah.
Where
Which is
the
like the
city
biggest distance you can drive.
Oh, did we only get one napkin?
Yeah, that's what I told you again. He
I'm
doesn't
just
listen. He doesn't
I'm
listen.
just using it. I will, if we're filming, I'm not. I'm not.
I also told you before,
Oh, he did.
before we started.
He
So he still doesn't.
He talks a lot. He talks
I talk a lot.
I think you do. I seem to talk a lot when the camera is on, but I think you talk a lot in general. Well, let's not have our
Sure.
first marital fight here.
First? First?
I don't think we fight that much.
Oh.
Anyway, do you?
No, maybe you cannot call
No,
it
we
fighting.
don't. No, we don't fight that much. But I
Bicker
think
a lot.
I don't bickering a lot. Here's the proof. But I thought it was funny. On the first night we had dinner, and there was a Dutch guy actually sitting there, and we were doing our video thing, and he said, "Oh, you're doing such a great job. Thank you." But then we started talking because he lives
that was
here
really
now.
interesting, yeah.
And then what he said, because apparently living here, the standards are really high and really nice, and so you get
Just a
there's
good life.
A good life
way
here.
of living.
Yeah, like income-wise and tax-wise and public transport-wise, whatever, and opportunities and stuff. So he wasn't planning on leaving, but he also said it was a little bit boring here because it's such a
Like a golden cage or something.
yeah, it's like it's like everything is taken care of. It's like well organized. There's a nice vibe here. Like cultures mixed together quite nicely. As far as he told us, of course.
Nothing exciting happens or something.
Yeah,
Like really,
so
like really
boring is maybe
calm
being a
and
bit
safe,
condescending about the country, but at least the calmness of it all also brings that feeling of nothing happens, like nothing spectacular. But I would
thought it
say
was really interesting.
Yeah.
It was like, oh yeah, then you have a country that actually reached that point, like everything is like really well organized and almost seems perfect, but then people are also not happy because then it's boring or something.
I don't know if that's the case, of course, but this was just his opinion. But I think, seeing what is happening in the world right now, I could live here in that way, because the Netherlands also had that really high standard of living and being really nice country, open and respectful and whatever. And also the things that happen there are the same things that are happening in the world: the negativity, the hatred, the disrespectful, the polarization, whatever. So I think it's interesting to see this country as it is, right? To see, like, But that's just our quick opinion on it.
Yeah, it was nice to talk
Yeah.
to somebody like living here.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna finish. Well, I finished my breakfast. I'm gonna finish my drink, and then we're driving to Dijon in France. First stop there. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that the rain will not be that bad, so we can at least explore the city. And we're gonna pack our suitcases, and we'll see you from Dijon. So stay here, subscribe, and check out our other videos.
See you there.
Bye.
All right.
I wanted to do a cheers.
Oh,
Oh, cheers. Ding.
I'm still eating.
But this orange juice is nice as well. And Mala was such a good girl during filming.
Yeah.